Hey everyone, Jordan here. So you want to transpose the key of a song in Ableton. The first thing you want to do is you want to bring up your sample menu. The way that you do that is you double click any clip, any audio clip, and that'll bring it up. Also, you can just select that and drag it up and down to bring it up. But once it's up, you want to select all of the clips that you want to transpose, and I'm just holding the shift key down to select all of those at once. Notice I'm not selecting the perk and the loop track. That's because these are percussion tracks, and so they don't contain any melodic information, so I usually leave those at 0. Also, I'm not selecting the click and the voice guide. Those are MIDI clips, and we really don't want to transpose those. So you can see this song is in A flat at the moment. Say we want to go up one step to A. And if you see the initial value here in the transpose box here is -1, so we want to go up 1 to 0. And then you're done. It's transposed, everything's ready to go. Optionally, you can press Control R when the scene is selected, and you can rename it so that it says the key that you transposed it to. Now I want to talk about a few complications that might come up when you're transposing songs. So here, this song, I'm going to go ahead and select all of the clips that I want to transpose, but I've got this little asterisk here. Now that occurs when you have multiple values in the transpose box. That would actually even occur in this first song if I selected all of the clips back when they were at their initial value of -1, and then I also selected the perk and the loop because those are at 0. So you have multiple values and you get this asterisk, and it's harder to transpose. And so here, the reason why these are have multiple values is because some clips, even if they're not perk clips, some clips sound better if you transpose up, and some clips sound better when you transpose down. So there's only 12 tones that you can possibly use, and they repeat. So if you go +12 or -12, you end up in the same key. And so if you look at these clips here, these first 3 rows or columns are transposed at +5. These second 3 are transposed at -7, and this last column is transposed at +5. And so 5 minus 12 is equal to -7. So they're actually in the same key. And usually we do this when there's a large jump. And that occurs when we change the gender of the lead of a song. So this song is usually a male lead, but this would be a female key. But still, we need to transpose it. So say we want to go from E to F sharp, that's +2. If you don't know how many steps are between 2 keys, you can just ask any musician and they'll be able to tell you. So I'm going to select these first 3 clips. I'm going to go +2. 5 + 2 is 7. Oops. And then I'm going to select these next 3. -7 + 2 is -5. And then this last row is 5, and then we're going to add 2, and you get to 7. And so then you're done. It's transposed. You're ready to go. This next thing is just kind of additional content. This is only useful in certain situations, but it can help the audio clips be more useful to you in your mix. So if you've ever been messing around with Ableton and you've been transposing stuff, you can run into this. So like, we've transposed this group vocal track up 7, and so let's listen to this real quick. And so you get this high-pitched kind of children's choir sound, and we really don't want that. So one thing you can do to mitigate that is you can go down here and you have your warping algorithm right here, and so you can drop that down and click Complex Pro instead of Complex. And this uses formants to preserve the original shape of the EQ, and so it just sounds a little bit more natural. I'll let you hear that now. And so you can hear a few artifacts in there, but that is much more useful to you in terms of making your mix and not having those vocal tracks really stick out and sound really unnatural. Another offender on this is the electric guitar, so you can do the same exact thing. So I want to also, before we go, I want to mention, if you have multiple clips selected and they're at different values, you can actually still change all those values. Say I want to 0 all this out and get back to the original key. I can just click on that and type a 0 and then press enter, and that'll also do that. And I also wanted to mention, the reason we don't use Complex Pro automatically for all clips is because Complex Pro is more CPU intensive. And so we want to keep the CPU load down because if the CPU gets overloaded, it can cause other audio glitches. And that's the reason we don't do that. So you don't want to use that on too many clips. That's why we only use it selectively. And so that's just about everything that I wanted to go over with regard to transposing. Usually it's very simple. You just select the clips that you want to transpose and move the transpose button down or up. So that's it. All right. Bye, guys.